Did you know that over 60% of millionaires in the US are self-made? That means they didn't inherit their wealth, they built it from the ground up. This statistic might surprise you, but it's a testament to the power of mindset and strategy. Wealth isn't just about having money, it's about seeing opportunities and acting on them. In a world where 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck, the rich often seem like they hold all the cards. They don't just stumble into wealth, they create it through clever thinking and smart moves. For example, according to a study by the Federal Reserve, more than half of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency expense. In contrast, wealthy individuals are always ready to invest and grow their money. So, what do the rich know that most people don't? How do they spot opportunities that others miss? This video will uncover the secrets of how the wealthy think, live, learn, teach, and seize chances. We'll explore how they build a strong mindset, leverage hidden advantages, and navigate risks with confidence. Get ready to discover strategies that can change the way you approach your own life. Whether you're looking to start a business, invest wisely, or simply improve your financial situation, the lessons in this video will help you unlock doors you never knew existed. Are you ready to see the world through a wealth-building lens? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The birth of wealthy mindsets. It starts before success. Many wealthy individuals don't stumble upon success later in life. It often begins much earlier with a specific mindset. This isn't just about growing up in a rich family. It's about how they learn to view the world differently from an early age. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He bought his first stock at 11 years old. At that age, most kids aren't even thinking about money. But Buffett learned early that opportunities for wealth existed beyond the obvious. He didn't just wait for the right time, he created it. Data backs this up too. According to a study by Thomas Stanley, author of The Millionaire Next Door, 80% of millionaires are first-generation wealthy. They weren't born with a silver spoon. Instead, they developed mindsets that allowed them to see and seize chances that others overlooked. One crucial aspect of this mindset is viewing failure as feedback, not defeat. Rich people tend to grow up in environments that encourage calculated risk-taking. In her book Mindset, Carol Dweck points out that a growth mindset is key to long-term success. Kids who are taught that mistakes are part of learning often become the innovators and entrepreneurs of the future. So, how can you adopt this mindset? Start by shifting how you view problems. The rich often see challenges as opportunities in disguise. Next time you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This simple shift in thinking could open doors you never noticed before. Chapter 2. How they build their lives on unseen advantages. The rich don't just work hard. They leverage invisible advantages that most people don't even realize exist. Think of these as tools that aren't available to everyone, but once you know about them, you can start seeking them out. For example, networking is one of the most powerful tools the wealthy use. According to a study by LinkedIn, 85% of all jobs are filled through networking. It's not always about having the most talent or skill, it's about who you know and how you position yourself within the right circles. Wealthy people don't just meet people for the sake of it. They build strategic connections that can create opportunities, whether it's finding investors, mentors, or even new business ideas. Another invisible advantage is information asymmetry. Rich people often have access to exclusive knowledge that gives them an edge. For example, they might get insider advice on upcoming market trends or regulations before they become public. In the book Flash Boys by Michael Lewis, he talks about how a few traders were able to exploit tiny differences in stock prices, thanks to faster information. While it wasn't illegal, it shows how the rich often get a head start through information others don't have. The wealthy also create personal systems that keep them ahead. They hire personal assistants, accountants, or even coaches to manage their time and energy better. This frees them up to focus on what really matters, finding the next big opportunity. According to Tim Ferriss in the 4-Hour Workweek, outsourcing low-valued tasks is one of the fastest ways to free up mental space for more important things. If you want to tap into these invisible advantages, start with your network. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Seek out mentors or join groups where you can exchange high-value information. The opportunities are there, you just have to look in the right places. Chapter 3. Living on the edge of comfort. The risk factor. Rich people aren't reckless risk-takers. Instead, they take calculated risks. This means they assess every situation, measure the downside, and only move forward when they believe the potential reward outweighs the danger. It's a simple formula, but one that most people avoid because it involves stepping out of their comfort zones. Take Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. He left a well-paying job on Wall Street to start an online bookstore, an idea that many thought was ridiculous at the time. But he had done the math. In his words, "I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret it. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying." That's a great example of a calculated risk. He weighed the potential outcomes and realized the risk of not acting was greater than the risk of failing. The rich also understand that diversification is key to managing risk. They don't put all their money into one project or business. Instead, they spread their investments across different areas: stocks, real estate, startups, etc. According to data from Credit Suisse, over 50% of wealthy individuals own multiple income streams. This way, if one venture doesn't work out, they have others to fall back on. One fascinating statistic comes from the world of startups. According to CB Insights, 70% of tech startups fail. That sounds like a terrible risk, right? But here's the thing. Venture capitalists know this. They invest in a dozen startups at a time, knowing that even if most fail, one or two might become the next Google or Facebook. That's calculated risk in action. How can you apply this? Start small. Take risks that push you just outside your comfort zone, but don't bet everything on one outcome. Whether it's investing, starting a side hustle, or even learning a new skill, build the habit of taking smart risks. If you find this information valuable, don't forget to subscribe. We'll explore more secrets of the wealthy in the upcoming chapters. Chapter 4. Learning the game. Secret knowledge. Most never get. The rich never stop learning, but they do it differently than most. They don't just read books or take courses. They focus on acquiring actionable knowledge that can directly help them seize opportunities. Take Elon Musk as an example. He didn't know much about rockets before starting SpaceX, but he famously learned by reading technical manuals and asking experts. He didn't waste time on theoretical learning. He dove into what mattered most for getting results. Musk once said, "It's important to view knowledge as sort of a semantic tree. Make sure you understand the fundamental principles, i.e., the trunk and big branches, before you get into the leaves, details." This idea ties into a study from the Harvard Business Review showing that top executives spend 30% more time than others on focused learning, specifically in areas that help them adapt to future trends. They don't just passively consume information, they seek knowledge that can be immediately applied to their businesses or investments. Another key point is that the wealthy surround themselves with mentors and coaches. Research by Cabbage shows that 92% of small business owners credit mentors for helping them succeed. The rich know they can't learn everything on their own, so they tap into the wisdom of others to fast-track their growth. The takeaway here? Don't just learn for the sake of learning. Focus on gaining knowledge that can push you closer to your goals. Whether it's a new skill, industry insight, or technical know-how, ask yourself how it can help you create or spot the next big opportunity. Chapter 5. Teaching in the shadows. How they quietly shape the world. We often think of teaching as something done in a classroom or in front of a crowd. But the wealthy teach in more subtle ways. They mentor selectively, invest in others, and, in many cases, shape industries and movements from behind the scenes. Consider Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal. He's known for his quiet, strategic mentorship. Through his Thiel Fellowship, he offers $100,000 to young entrepreneurs to drop out of college and pursue their ventures. Thiel doesn't just fund them. He guides them through the process of building successful companies. Several of his fellows have gone on to create billion-dollar startups. This approach is part of how the rich multiply their influence. They teach others how to create value, and in return, They often benefit from the success of those they've mentored. Another example comes from Andrew Carnegie, who believed that the key to long-term success was empowering others. He famously said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." His philosophy? Use wealth to help others rise, not just by giving money, but by investing in their growth. Today, Carnegie's foundations and libraries have helped millions gain access to education and opportunities. What's interesting is that the wealthy often mentor selectively. They don't broadcast their advice to everyone. Instead, they focus on teaching those who are ready to take action. This gives them more influence, as they're able to shape future leaders and innovators in a more focused way. You can start doing this too. If you have knowledge or skills that others could benefit from, find ways to share them with the right people. Help others succeed, and you'll often find that the opportunities you create for them come back to you in surprising ways. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. Join us as we continue to explore the wealth-building mindset and discover more strategies that can lead you to success.